boy. What it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, I'll let your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social.
Absolutely, man. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Holla at your boy. AB, we wasn't going to record this week.
We wasn't. We was going to take a week off, man. Holiday season.
As they said, we said it last week, man. Y'all enjoy it. Enjoy the holidays. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
But then the boogeyman came.
Is he the boogeyman, though?
The fucking boogeyman came. Yes, nigga.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, nigga.
You know, we had one or two people ask us to talk about this, so we was like, all right, we'll talk about dude dropping his little album.
One or two little album. Dude is insane.
We had one or two people ask, man. You know what I'm saying? So we were like,
insane.
all right, fine. We'll hop on real quick and do something. And then we put the bird call out for people who wanted to leave voice notes because the internet is all over the place with this album. I done heard classic. I done heard trash. I done heard everything in between.
Facts.
So opinions vary, just like with everything. You know how it is in today's culture. So we put the bird call out, man, to get a couple of voice memos, voice notes. So we got something to play. But we'll just go track to track, man. We'll start from the top, and in between the tracks, we'll play some clips. So salute to everybody that sent in the clips and stuff, man. This is kind of fun. I'm looking forward to this right here. You want to just kick it off?
First time we've done this. First time we've got to do this, man, in this format. So yeah, this is fun. Shout out to Kendrick bringing the feeling back, nigga. Nobody else can do this, nigga. Bring the feeling back, K-Dot. Dance on these niggas' graves.
Shout out to Drake for the inspiration.
Oh, please. Ain't no Drake shouts out today, buddy.
Man, let's get straight to it. It's 12 tracks, man. Straight to the point. Not a long album at all. Numero uno, out the gate. Whacked Out Murals. One of the most talked about songs on here. What do you feel about that?
I love this, man. This might be one of my favorite songs on the album. Like, one thing I say, listening to this, I was like, damn, I can't believe dude's still that mad. He really, like, we talked about him being crazy and this and that shit, but I'm listening to this like, nah, this nigga he's disturbed. Like, there's something wrong with dude. Like, it's over. It's over, bro. Like, this nigga still going, yeah, it's over with, bro. You ain't got to kick him no more. Like, don't go to the car and get the straps. Like, you ain't got to call the homies. Like, it was over. Like, you won, bro. But yeah, it just, I noticed how, like, he still sounded mad, which is impressive to hold it this long. But overall, the bars, the Snoop line, of course, the Nas line, the Wayne line that people talk way too much about. I thought all of this was great. What do you think?
First of all, of course, I ain't even say the name of the album. It's GNX. Dropped out of nowhere on Friday. And not even Friday, like, at midnight. It dropped, like, 10 a.m., like, brunch time. But Whacked on Murals is fire. I think that's a dope way to set the project off. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only song where he really, like, alludes to the beef.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So go ahead and get that out the way. That's the elephant in the room still. Since we in 2024, so it's still in the room. You know, it might not be taking up as much space, but it's there. So addressing that. I thought the Wayne line, I still don't really get the Wayne line, bro. I don't know if that was shot. I don't know if that was props. I don't know what.
I think it was a little bit of both. It was like, nigga, I hear you out here crying about this Super Bowl shit, and I fucked with you. And you just won't just give me my props, nigga.
You don't have to.
He don't. But you still look whack not doing it.
You look whack asking for props.
Nah, it's not that. Like he said in the song, the backhanded compliments and all this shit, well, I guess Kendrick should get it, and he can't. You said it, nigga. Kendrick can't do a whole Super Bowl. All right. Like, nah, nigga, y'all finna put some respect on my name, including you, Lil Wayne. Just like Jermaine Cole let Nas down, and just like with every other one that you've seen, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I did like the song. I thought the song was fire. It was a nice way to kick the project off.
That beat? Ooh.
Yeah, no, the beat is tough. Too bad it's downhill from there.
My God.
First clip. Let's go to our first clip, man. Shout out to the homie Jimmy Hatcher, man. Nashville Stand Up. Let's see what he got to say about the project.
This K-Dot album is a wonderful surprise. I think it's after the first couple of listens, it's really I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. I can't think of a bad song on it.
Shout out my guy Jimmy.
I ran back the whole album, and my favorite song is "Man at the Garden," but a lot of these songs, all these songs are really, really, really well produced, and this is a pretty good project, really good project.
Shout out to
All
Jimmy,
right,
man. Appreciate
Hatcher,
you, bro.
man. And it's Jay Prince bag. What? He said his favorite song was "Man at the Garden." We're gonna get to that. A 10 out of 10 is a stretch. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. It's a stretch. Don't even worry about it.
I mean, I can see what people say it too, though.
What?
It's a really digestible Kendrick album.
That's a fact.
And it ain't Damn, it ain't Good Kid, Mad City.
It ain't
It's
Mr.
damn
Morale
sure
at
not.
all.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't Mr. Morale at all. It ain't To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, it's a lot less like, nigga, this music. I ain't finna get y'all down to death. Ain't no nigga ulterior meaning or motive. Nigga, just listen to this shit. So I can see how somebody.
I don't know. Big Jeff. We got a clip from Big Jeff coming up in a feud that he thinks there's a underlying meaning to this. But go ahead though.
Okay.
It's an opinion.
I think it's just real digestible, and that's not the norm for Kendrick. So somebody saying this is a 10 out of 10 album, I could see where they like the beats is banging. He high level rapping, like it's the moment. Like he captured a moment where people still like. I could see people saying that. I ain't necessarily saying that I agree with it, but I could see people saying that.
I agree with the easily digestible. We can definitely dig into that a little more. Next up, man, Squabble Up. This seemed to be kind of a favorite amongst people online. It's got that sample. I'm mad I don't have it in front of me, but everybody knows it. What you think about Squabble Up? Yeah.
I feel like Scully on Snowfall when this came up. This sound like some shit he ride around listening to, putting the eardrops in and shit. But this was fire. Like what we just talked about with easily digestible. There's a lot of memorable little chants, hooks, bridges, like a lot of little memorable shit, which Kendrick is great at. But it's also usually so wrapped up in the music that this time it's just right here. I like this too. Squabble Up is my shit. It's one of the ones that you go back to immediately, especially because that sample fire.
Yeah,
like just the right time.
This is one of the many cheat code samples. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna call this a cheat code. I'm not gonna go that far. There's a couple on here, and we're about to get to one in just a second. But so I won't call this a cheat code sample. But there's a familiarity with that song. We all know it. I think he did flip it pretty decently though. I think your mileage on this album will vary depending on how much you in the West Coast production. If I was in Cali, I'm sure this is going up in LA. Like this is basically the pop out on like the pop out mixtape, essentially. Like he leaned all the way in on the West Coast sound. I don't know if you would call this the Bay Area sound. I'm not that deep in the knowledge and the areas and who sound like what. I don't know if it's Keek the Sneak or I don't know what this is, but it's obviously West Coast influence. And he just leaned into the wave that he caught from Not Like Us and just doubled down into it with the project. So this song is cool. It's not my traditional sound, but it's cool.
Yeah, this would have made you go outside if you was in California.
This made me think it should have been dropped during the summer though. The whole album.
Yeah, it did. This was an outside joint. This was one of them ones like I gotta go hear this on the clock, nigga.
Yeah,
we got to turn this up.
I agree. Shout out to the homie Jonathan Thickler, man. He sent us a clip. Let's hear what he got to say.
GNX, Kendrick Lamar. What a surprise. Like I told Lou, I described the album as this nigga backhanding niggas while on the victory lap. But I'm gonna grade it a B+. It doesn't really fit a theme. It's just a middle finger to like niggas. You know what I mean?
Jonathan Thickler, appreciate you, bro.
Shout out Jonathan Thickler. That's a good point. It was a big fuck you to niggas. Yeah.
I can understand that. And like I said, we're so used to because like when Kendrick put out an album, it's usually a lot to unpack. Like, damn, you could play it backwards, and that's really the story. Good Kid, Mad City basically is a movie. To Pimp a Butterfly, we know all the deep themes in that. So when you hear something like this, I still think that there's some underlying things because he's talking on here.
Yeah.
It's just that the beats are so, like you said, I ain't gonna say relatable. The beats are so digestible. Like I can see a lot of women liking this album.
Yeah.
You see
Women
what I'm
and
saying?
younger people too.
Right.
Like
Same.
he's capitalizing with this album on the new attention from people who ain't really fucking with Kendrick albums. Like
I
you
agree.
go to your Apple Music and you see friends that listen to it's some new faces on there.
Fact.
They wouldn't have ran to this Kendrick album like they would have. And they again, like you said, he did a good job of holding those people's attention.
Next up, man, was Luther featuring SZA. And I ain't gonna lie, being a Drake fan, as soon as the sample came on,
You was
that got
hating.
him
You was
fucking
hating.
nervous. Yeah,
You was
I
hating.
I
You
was.
was hating. You know.
I was hot about that shit.
Hey, Champagne Poppy would have smoked this.
Yeah, I agree.
A Drake
Oh my
feature
God,
would
them
have
two on this?
smoked this. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. A Drake feature would have smoked this, nigga.
With the SZA on top of that?
Yeah.
But it would have been a little too close to the Janet, though. It'd have been a little, because they own the Janet, the Poetic Justice. It might have been a little too close to that, but I don't think anybody would have gave a fuck.
Nah, they wouldn't have. They would have just been revisiting that.
Yeah.
SZA did her thing on here, too.
Yeah, she
Jesus
killed it.
Christ.
Now, I did not listen. This is the first of the Supreme cheat code sample. It's impossible to fuck this sample up. You'd have to be trying actively. You'd have to be like Blueface or like Magoo, rest in peace, to actively fuck this beat up. It's almost impossible. With that being said, SZA on top of it bodied it. He did his thing. It's still chopped up nice though. Like I like how it's chopped up.
The production is great, man.
Yeah,
not even.
sure.
And I ain't even just talking about the beats being produced. I'm talking about like an engineering and mixing and mastering standpoint. Like that song, the Squabble Up, like where that sample came in at, like in the drums.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. But yeah, this Luther sample is amazing. Like we here for all the Luther samples. I don't even think you can do a bad Luther sample at this point, bro.
Bro, and I'm right off of the Luther documentary from the other day that I seen. So like this is fresh. Like this was fresh on time. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Kiss my ass. Then I heard.
What'd you feel like was a cheat code with Drake as a Drake fan? Just the whole combination with him and SZA, or just the sample?
No, the sample off Wham. Because remember when this first came out, the features weren't listed, so it was just the sample, and I was like, fuck.
If this world were mine, then drop the beat. Like, come on.
Man, fuck this nigga, man. I'm tired of this shit.
Oh, shit, man.
That shit got on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie.
This little nigga a demon, boy.
I knew it wasn't gonna be fire. Like, immediately, I was like, ow. And then SZA just was the icing on top of the cake. I'm just like, okay. But you're right, though. A Drake feature would have went crazy on it. They would have went crazy on this. Oh, my God. Lost. We could have had us one right there, but no, it's fire though. That song is fire. I ain't gonna lie. That's one of my favorite songs on there for obvious reasons. Let's go to another clip, man. We'll keep this thing rolling. My guy Clive, he got some things. This was a short clip. Let's see what he got to say.
Man, that album is trash, nigga. That nigga's hurt. Drake still up.
Hell yes, yes. Let's go.
OVO Clive. What up, OVO Clive?
Yes.
You and him got the hoodies on, the owl hoodies on.
Truth teller Clive, nigga. Thank you.
Stop.
Somebody finally giving an objective, authentic review of this album.
Objective and authentic. I can't even believe my boy Clive a Cowboys fan, man. We might kick him off the bus for this.
That's the only L he got is being a Cowboys fan.
He need to root for the Packers now. So like niggas like Drake, he can go root for the Packers, bro.
No, but I can see somebody, bro. If you're not in the West Coast production, half the album is a no-go for you off top. Like off Wham, it's a no-go because it's too. That's just, and you know what I'm saying? What's funny? My homie texted me Friday morning. He texted me because Ice Cube came out. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later, real quick. Ice Cube came out. I know he hot about this drop.
Stepped all on that nigga drop. All Cube in a drop. My bad. Nigga, you collateral damage at this point, nigga.
Cube been on podcasts and everything all week, nigga.
None of that matters, nigga.
But my homie sent me a song. Cube has a song called "Not Like Them" or something on his album, which I thought was. I was like, what? Like, come on, now Cube.
That's why I got stepped on. Nigga heard he had that song. Kendrick heard he had that song. Oh, this what we doing? I got you.
I said, come on. So, but my homie sent it to me early before this album, this Kendrick came out, and he sent it to me like, yeah, man, I fuck with this. Like, Cube still got it or whatever. but it's one of them super West Coast beats. And I was like, I wrote back, bro. West Coast production not really my bag. I ain't really grow up on it. Like heavy West Coast. I ain't talking about The Game. I ain't talking about Dr. Dre. I'm talking about fucking DJ Quick and E40. That production just I never connected with it. So I was like, bro, this is my least favorite style of production if we go on coast. And then 20 minutes later, nigga, this comes out and half of it is that right there. So he knew I wasn't capping when I was like, bro, I ain't really feeling this like this. So Clive, I'm with Clive for the most part. I'll tell you how many I got on here at the end of the day, though.
That's insane.
Next up, Man at the Garden, man. There's a lot of people calling this like the one mic flip. What you think about Man at the Garden?
It was. Did they sample one mic on this? I like this. I did. I wasn't crazy about it. No, I did like this.
Like this.
I like the introspective, slow it down for a minute. I'm still stepping on niggas' head with the deep thought, Kendrick. I was fucking with this. It wasn't a bad song. It ain't the first one that I'm going back to. I'm not a big, One Mic is what it is with me. Like, people know how I feel about Nas. This is more interesting than One Mic, I'll tell you that. So he did a great job of being interesting on this beat, a relatively boring beat. You didn't like this?
Speaking of Nas, just because he wear kufi, it don't mean that he bright. Just because you don't understand him, it don't mean that he nice. It just means you don't understand half of the bullshit that he writes. What is he talking about?
Or is it One Mic?
What is he talking
Black
about?
Black girl lost a shorty, owe me for ice. I've been real all my life.
Y'all confused it with conceit.
Y'all
don't want me to win, so y'all gonna help him cheat. That's what y'all doing right now with these bogus ass reviews on this album.
Is what Drake in the Mirror saying right now? He quoting that Blueprint 2. He wish that he could come out with a Blueprint 2. He wish it, hey boy, that would be a missile in his bag if he came out with that do Kendrick Lamar this, Kendrick Lamar that. Nigga saying Kendrick Lamar that.
Just because he wear Cortezes, it don't mean that he's nice.
Oh man, that'll be one right there. No lie, that would be one.
No, but this song is this is a skill.
You don't like this?
I don't. It's just cool. It's cool. It's not trash though. Really, there's only one song on. There's only maybe one or two songs I thought were just trash, and most other things just weren't my taste. But we'll get to them in a second. Man at the Garden. Oh, that was the flip. Let's play. Shout out to Phil. We got a clip from Phil.
Shout out Phil, man.
Let's see.
Man, GNX, what an incredible project.
Wow.
You know, I'm probably gonna come across as a glazer, and I don't even care. Pause. But just great production, great West Coast sound. You know, he had a real good balance, a real good blend. You know, it wasn't super introspective, although he did give you 3 great storytelling tracks on there. You know, with Gloria, crazy. With Heart Part 6 kind of just giving that whole historical view into TDE. It really felt like you were just watching a short film. That was crazy. And then Man at the Garden, crazy samples, crazy interpolations, more anthems on there, you know, Squabble Up, Hey Now, Peekaboo, man. And he planted a bunch of money trees, man. He put a bunch of the homies on. I became a fan of 2 artists that I wasn't overly familiar with. So shout out to Kendrick. Production was crazy. Incredible project. Top to bottom. Gets better with every listen, man. Kendrick did it again, and this is just the warm up. I think, you know, I think it's something else coming. So, man, shout out to Kendrick. Crazy album.
Well, whenever people say this is just a warm up and something else, people were talking about another album. This ain't really it. The same day that lets niggas know this ain't really the one. I'm gonna be real.
Nah, it's just the culture that we in, nigga. They know, like, because this really ain't a Kendrick Lamar album. You never heard this from him, so you have to, like, I think. People aren't saying that because of the quality. They're saying that because of what they're used to from him when he drops an album. It's this fucking think piece, like what you said, play it backwards, plays, and fucking all of this other shit that go into his album. This is the first time that you really heard, nigga, this just music. Nigga, I'm finna just, y'all niggas just hop in the whip with me and we finna ride. And I think that's more so than anything is what got people saying, man, hold on, this can't be it. Like, I love it in this banger, but this can't be it because this nigga usually go a little harder than this when we talking about a concept.
They're saying that because it's mid.
That's just hating.
And I think people want, but you know what though? You said this doesn't sound like any other Kendrick. I don't think any Kendrick album sounds like any other Kendrick. They're all unique. Like you can pretty much, put I ain't gonna say like a label on them, but they all kind of have their own. They're in their own lane. They got their own theme. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think this is just another theme. I know people are saying because the Heart Part 6 is on here, which he's never put that on a project before. So they're like, oh, it must be another one coming. He always does that before our project. So they think that's a signal. But I'm like, this is the project. It's on a project. Like, I don't know, but you never know.
It sounds like a Super Bowl playlist to me. Set list.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
We're not gonna hear none of these songs. We're not gonna see none of them niggas on here.
Squabble Up definitely gonna be on the Super Bowl.
None of them niggas that's featured on here gonna be at the gun. They ain't gonna be let in at the Super Bowl. Like they gonna be watching them from the crib, just like me and you. Next up, speaking of features, I think that's a couple on Hey Now. Yeah, Dodie 6 is on Hey Now. That's the next track. Super West Coast. What you think about it?
Nah, this was a skip for me. This is like, you're right about this. I'm not doubling back to this one. Like this one, it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, that's not my bag.
Shout out to Dodie 6 though.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of these artists I had never heard of. And I wonder if, because he mentioned on here about being like, running his own thing, leaving TDE to kind of do his own thing. I wonder if they're his artists. Like if this is maybe like this is the roster. Shout out to my guy Dame that hit me, who kind of put that out there. Maybe that's what this is.
From what I read, these are just young upcoming West niggas. Like
Okay.
these are just niggas that got a name for themselves. Like, California kind of like Texas, what we talk about all the time. Like you ain't got to expand much past that for you to be popping out there. Same way with Texas. And I think these niggas, they got a little motion out there. So he wanted to show I'm West Coast. I ain't going to get other niggas, like I ain't going to get Big X the Plug or whoever it may be just because they popping right now. I'm putting the homies on.
Well, UPS is hiring.
Damn, Dodie 6.
It's
you won't listen to no more Dodie 6 shit?
No, none of the features. I put this on everything. I'm not trolling or none. None of these features stood out to me. None of them. And maybe I just need to run the album back a couple of more times. I'll be fair and say that. But no feature stood out the same way J-Rock did on Money Trees. When I heard Money Trees, I was like, oh, who is this J-Rock nigga? I got to listen to him immediately. Like,
that's fair.
He stole the show on there. Nobody on here stole the show to me. They just all sounded like, like you said, local.
It's
and
funny
it's
that
a good look. I'm hype if I'm one of them. They need to be hyped, turned up, pushing this shit. And they made it. It's an accomplishment, but it didn't touch me at all.
It's interesting that you say J-Rock and how he mentions him on Heart Part 6, like he was the one that they thought was gonna go, and then you just mentioned that verse being on his album is what made you check him out. So
facts.
It's crazy how people like just conceive music and how it comes about. People starting this shit.
Let's go to another clip, man. Birdman 850. Let's see what you got to say.
Hey, what up on Deck TV? This boy Birdman 850. Checking in, had to. Dot Drop, GNX. Beautiful body of work, man. Shit, man. Just whether you're a fan or not, if you're a fan of hip hop, damn whether you're a fan of Drake. If you're a fan of hip hop, just the times right now, the feeling is contagious. It's like, man, something in the air. 2024, you got to say Cat started it off, and Dot acknowledged Cat on the album too. So, man, this shit is beautiful, and he's showing niggas, bro, it's over with. On God, I am reincarnated. I think Dot back, man. He finna be on the niggas next, and we should be saluting this shit, cause like, whether you a Drake fan or not, fuck that nigga. But you know what I'm saying? Just whether you're a fan, whoever you're a fan of, we want somebody on the mainstream represent the culture that ain't whitewashed, that ain't gotta make the little hillbilly country ass pop records for the crackers. We want that, and we got that. And Kendrick is expressing on this album how he disappointed in all you bitch ass niggas that didn't salute him. The culture wants somebody like him on the forefront. You got it, and your niggas is bitching. So everybody can get it, nigga. Cole, he can get it too. What I think he need to do, cause J. Cole, you done got a G pass long enough, boy. He done stepped on your little podcast too. Don't wanna hear that bullshit. He drop or the warm up out on DSP. Boy, don't wanna hear that shit. Turn that shit off. The warm up. Put it back in the deep freezer, motherfucker. If I'm Kendrick, if there's this second album people are suggesting, I would drop that motherfucker right on top of J. Cole's release. Soon as J. Cole dropped the fall off, oh yeah, come here. Just like he did with goddamn Meet the Grams. If I was Kendrick, I would be that petty motherfucker, because he already said it's fuck everybody that's on my body. Come on, Doc, nigga. I can't wait to see this fight. Show that nigga AB, you better put it on his ass. Pause.
Florida, stand up, man. Stand up, man. Straight Florida, nigga. 850. Yeah, you right, funny, man. He brought the feeling back. That's one thing you can't deny, AB.
That's
like,
true.
With Friday at noon, nigga, everybody in fucking world talking about, like, it was just a moment, man. We talk about this all the time up here, just creating them moments, and that nigga did it. Well, like, you gonna remember where you was at when this shit dropped.
No, for sure. No. We say this all the time. It's about moments in hip hop. 2024 will be obviously known for the beef, but this will be a MVP season for Kendrick. The same way we look at all the other years. You know what I'm saying? 96 Pac, 98 X.
Yeah, this is a unanimous MVP
Future.
Season too. Yeah.
So who?
This is a unanimous MVP season too.
Is it though?
Yeah, who else you voting for? Future?
Glorilla? Future?
You try to slide that Glorilla in there because you know I fuck with her. That was nasty work. She ain't touching what Dot did though.
Oh shit! Next up, let's keep it moving. Reincarnated. Or Broccoli Reincarnated. It's the flip on the Tupac and the Outlaws made niggas. Lazily Flipped. How you feel about this?
Lazily Flipped. Yeah. Shout out to DP, man. Nashville. As soon as this came on, I was like, he ain't doing it. He ain't finna do it to him. And then he did it to him. He did it to him with the Pac flow, the fucking Pac beat, nigga. And I ain't even really picked up on what he talking about yet. I think he telling the story about 3 different, like, famous people.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I ain't did the Genius searches and no shit like that. But yeah, this was fine, nigga. This one of them ones I go back to, immediately add it to the playlist, all of that good shit, nigga. You shaking your head like I have no idea what you heard.
Yeah. Another cheat code. He went to the cheat code well a couple of times. But this, I will say
real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Stuff like this is why people say it's not an album too. He wouldn't put this on an album.
That's fair. Now that's fair. I can understand that. There's a lot of samples. There's a lot of, like you said, like, I don't want to say they're almost layups. They're almost layups. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with that Pac song. Shout out to what soundtrack was that on?
I see the word.
Gang Related.
Gang Related.
It's on Gang Related soundtrack. So it's somewhat of a deep cut. If you're a Pac fan, you're familiar with it, but it ain't like he sampled Toss It Up. So I'll give him props for digging in the crates a little bit, but I hate when people emulate flows. I hate when Game do it. I hate when T.I. did this. I hate when niggas do that, man. It's a little bit of like,
it's paying homage.
Cool points and
you
shit,
didn't hate it when Drake did it and used the AI voice as well. Like,
that was clever.
Drake literally used it.
That was clever.
The nigga used his voice and everything, but you was cool with that style.
That was unique, man. We use a tech.
That's how you do it. Kendrick showed you how to do it.
No.
You don't go grab AI. You don't whitewash it like my man said. You don't whitewash this shit. You use that shit with culture-wise, how we would use it.
And you still don't know what he's talking about on there. Like I said, it's because you don't understand.
I know what he's talking about. I have a concept. I know the concept of the song. I just don't know who he's talking about.
I think the first verse was Jesus. I think I read up the last verse was like Billie Holiday or some shit. Man, I don't fucking know.
When somebody said that on Joe Budden podcast and they just listened to it, I think people just ran with it.
Okay.
Because at first, the first one he was talking about, the nigga who he was talking about in the first verse had a guitar and was a singer. Because he said he was the king of R&B. And when he got on heroin or something.
First of all, the king of R&B is motherfucking locked up right now and ain't never had a guitar.
Well,
what, he trying to go back?
Yeah, I'm thinking past, like,
Elvis?
I don't even know
Who
who
the
it would
fuck is
be.
he?
That's who they guest on the Joe Budden podcast too, but I don't even think it's him. I'm thinking I don't my R&B bag ain't that deep. I ain't even gonna hold you, so I wouldn't know who you talking about nowhere.
Oh shit.
I would
Lazy
think like
Flip.
Marvin Gaye or some shit like that, but that's obviously that would have been more obvious, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure somebody on Twitter has a 800 character tweet with your name on it, breaking it all the way down.
My guy Rich gonna figure it out. I know Rich probably will figure it out. Rich into shit like that. That's his bag.
No doubt. We got a clip from Rich too coming up. Not right this second, but hold tight. We got one from Big Jeff, FSP and 808s and Heartbreaks, man. Jeff, what you got to say about this album?
Chair shots, 808s and chair shots.
808s and chair shots. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's hear him out.
What's up on deck? What's up, Spike Lou? What's up, AB? It's your man, Big Jeff. I'm going to make this short, as sweet as possible. I'm pretty sure everybody else that's sending in voice notes is going to talk about the music part, the music aspect of the Kendrick drop. That's dope. The music is dope. Not going to go into that. I'm going to talk about the other aspect, like what he brought to the table. Like, he held black men accountable in this album in most parts, right? Like addressing the Andrew Schultz situation with Kamala Harris, addressing how people were attempting to use Bitcoin and the funds to get dirt that didn't exist, and just holding people accountable, from turning the TV off to being disciplined. And like, this was, if you people of our age, we remember the back end of Public Enemy. This was a Public Enemy album over mustard beats. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to do this without sounding preachy. And that's a hell of a line to tether right there, right? So he was able to do that and accomplish doing that without sounding preachy. I got no complaints about this album. People can dissect the music. That man had me literally up trying to figure out who he was talking about on Resurrect without Googling, to make sure I knew that he was talking about, and I came to the conclusion he was talking about Jackie Wilson and Billie Holiday on the first two verses. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he made you think, the fact that he held you accountable, Spike Lee, you can speak to that by doing Another Week in the Books, right? As your other podcast, you do Another Week in the Books, holding black men accountable by how we carry ourselves and our discipline, and not letting people speak about our women the way they feel they can. Like, man, it was an amazing album, man. So again, other people could talk about the music. I just want to talk about the other aspects of it and his accountability factor, man. Dope album.
What do you think about that?
I think he's spot on. I think in the Whacked Out Murals, we hear him say, like he's talked about it wasn't the Kamala Harris situation. It was when Andrew Schultz was sitting there with them two British dudes, and he was talking about black women this and black women that. You remember that whole thing he was talking about. But that was a perfect message into going to TV off. Like, and then going back to Whacked Out Murals as well. Like, Kendrick is telling niggas, like, y'all niggas laughing at Drake, but I ain't just talking to him. I'm like, y'all sneakering, what did he say? Y'all snickling and giggling about the shit that, you know, and then he blanked the name out because I guess they didn't want to say Drake's name on here. But I'm talking to more niggas than this. Like, a lot of y'all niggas looking funny out here. And that's a perfect, again, segue to cut the TV off. Like, that's a great song. I know people gonna run with the mustard. Like, that's gonna be the thing that come from it. But it's a real message in there. Like, nigga, y'all need to, like, and what's the name of Cut the Party Die? That song?
Let the Party Die. Yeah.
The same vein. Like, y'all people out here looking crazy right now. And y'all doing it for clicks and Instagram likes and whatever it may be. Now, I'm bringing it back to authenticity. I'm bringing it back to, like, speaking for our culture. If I'm going to be in this position to show y'all that I'm the person that deserves it, I'm going to talk about different shit. It's going to look different when I'm doing it.
What exactly is he talking about, though? Different shit.
What you mean?
What, when you say he's speaking for the culture, what is he saying?
The whole thing one of his biggest things with Drake is, like, of course, you're not like us. You look funny doing this. You look funny cosplaying. You look funny, like, hanging with the gangsters because you didn't come from that lifestyle. Not saying that you ain't got gangster friends, but you look funny when you go to the Raptors game and you trying to threaten a nigga that's a certified gang banger. Like, bro, I'm from this, and you out here threatening me with your mans, like this fucking showrunner, like whoever the fuck he is. And it looks funny for you to carry yourself as a 40-year-old man doing stuff like that versus what a real representation of this culture would be if have someone like me standing out in the front of it. Quit making yourself look like doofies. That's what the representation is.
Yeah, I don't.
It's tracking. You just don't want to hear it because you like Drake.
Because I could pull some things from the culture that he's talking about, that he's representing, that niggas look goofy doing too.
Like,
So
like
that's
what?
the
Like
thing.
what? Like what?
Like, what Moneybag Yo? How you 50 and still gang banging? How?
Kendrick not a gangbanger though.
No,
This
but
is
I'm
just,
saying,
and again, that's the
you're
thing.
saying he's representing that culture, that life that he's referring to, because
That's
DeMar
LA
DeRozan
life,
actually
though.
is
But
all
that's
that shit.
LA life though. No, that's what I'm saying. That's LA life. And I'm not saying that to say that DeMar DeRozan is a gangbanger or is other than affiliated, but
Right.
that's because he grew up in the neighborhood. He was
Sure.
one of the niggas that grew up in the neighborhood with a popular Crip gang. I don't know what it is, what he's affiliated with, but they
Right.
told the nigga to go play basketball. But he still has those affiliations with people. And again, it speaks to DeMar DeRozan character where he didn't go like, he wasn't throwing up gang signs and trying to get back at Drake. He just laughed it off like, okay, dude, this is corny. Because where I'm from, when it get like this, it can get real. And I don't want that to happen. And I don't think nobody's promoting that. I don't want to be wrong here and say it, but I don't think Kendrick is promoting it.
Okay,
They're more so just promoting like the West Coast lifestyle. It just happens to be a part of their lifestyle. I heard a friend of the show, Glasses Malone, he explained it really well. He was like, it was one of the podcasts he did recently where he was talking about how Kendrick's not promoting like gangbang. Like it's just it's just a part of what we do. Just like, it's crazy to say, but when people from Texas do the sipping on some scissor or that whole lean thing,
Texas tea and all
it ain't
that.
it ain't really promoting that. It's more so like, this is how we get down, and then people caught on and start doing it.
I mean, it ain't. It's not. I agree. It's not necessarily promoting, but it's also not. You also not. You know how Big Sean went on Drink Champ?
You're not speaking to get something that's derogatory to the community. Just like gangbanging is, just like drug use is. That's true. I agree with that.
So there's always two sides to it. But you mentioned TV Off. That's the next joint. I call this Not Like Us Part 2 and 3, because that's essentially what it sounded like.
So how could you not like this?
Because it sounds exactly like Not Like Us. I heard somebody put Not Like This over top of this, and it sounded it almost sounded like this is what Not Like Us was originally supposed to be, and then he just switched the beat up. And bro, the sound effects, the noises and shit, bro, I don't be knowing what he doing when he do that shit, bro. I'm
stop.
Now when the beat switch at the end, that shit was fire though. The beat was hard, even though
Mustard.
Yeah, that beat right there was tough. But I don't know who Lefty Gunplay is. With all due respect,
that's gotta be. Yeah, I'm not. He did all right. That's got to be Mustard new tag, like, right?
Can you use that again?
Absolutely. I'm using that for the foreseeable
future. Flipping that up immediately.
Man, what? Nigga, if that next Mustard track don't come on like that, like, he is bullshitting. Mustard.
Who else getting Mustard beats right now, though? Let's be honest. Let's see.
Crazy. Hey, Drake probably wish he could get one.
No, he
wish he could get one of them Mustard joints right
Mustard
now.
Wish he could get a Drake feature. The other way
Stop
around.
It, bro. Stop it. You know that's not true.
My guy Sean Wash got a clip, man. Let's hear what he got to say.
Sean Wash, man.
Yo, this is your boy Sean Wash, man. Shout out to On Deck. Quick review of the Kendrick Lamar GNX album. Very dope project. I give it an A. I think Kendrick checked all the boxes. He's got pieces you can ride to. He's got some deep cuts, and he's got a few slow joints for the ladies. So, yeah, man, super dope project. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.
All right, he doubled back. Watch this.
On deck. This is your boy Sean Wash again. Did I mention that he covered all the bases? This is sonically the most West Coast sounding project Kendrick has done. Complete masterclass. Again, I give it an A. Let me know your thoughts.
I'm gonna say this, and this is why I think Kendrick was smart. The Not Like Us, the reaction from Not Like Us just gave him his concept for his next album, which was this.
Yeah,
if he wasn't sure of what direction to go, or maybe he had something already in the response from that answered everything that he needed. Oh no, we're finna go in here. We're finna make 12 of these. Oh, I mean, they're not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. We're gonna go and
same tempo.
This is the theme for the next project right here. Let's go ahead and call who we need to call, book the studio time. So, and I thought that was very smart to play and lean into that. That was a smart play, in my opinion, and this plays off of that.
Agree. That was a really smart play, and you could tell, like you said, with their tempo and where they were at with the beats on here. Like, oh, okay, they're not like us really resonated. Let's double down on it. And I wasn't mad at it. And again, I'm like you. I'm not the biggest West Coast like beat guy, but I feel like these were really palatable West Coast beats though. Like it wasn't like if you weren't a Drake fan, you would like it a lot more. But I feel like it's very like West Coast, but it still had the drums in there that you like and things of that
kind
nature.
of commercial West Coast. It's a little more
yeah.
It's not like it ain't like DJ Quick, like Too Short, like that. That's like
it's like you remember
West
when Dr. Dre was doing like Let Me Ride.
Yeah, you didn't have to be in the West Coast shit to fuck with that.
Just like Snoop, what's my motherfucking name? Like all of that was like West Coast funk. Yeah. But yes, it was palatable to more people.
Next up, man, Dodger Blue. I think this was like the posse cut, if I'm not mistaken. There was a couple of cats on here.
Roddy
Dodger
Rich.
Blue with Roddy Rich, Siete 7X, and Wally the Sensei. This was skip for me. I'm gonna be real.
I like this. This is like California love to me. Like showing love to California. It made you think. It definitely made you think of. This is like his California love joint, bro. Dodger Blue. This was fire.
No sir.
This was fire.
Only Blue I acknowledge.
This was the best feature. This was the best feature. These were the best features on the album to me.
I mean, that's not saying much though. I'm gonna be real. Kendrick, the first nigga to go 0 for 10 on rap features on the album, bro. First nigga to do it. Congratulations.
Hey, well, I hope you don't have no trips planned to LA no time soon.
I'm super good.
You better, like you say on this song, nigga, you better stay on the other side of the 10, nigga. That's what I do know.
I wasn't going on the other side anyway, nigga.
Stay on the other side. Don't go get no Roscoe's. Don't do nothing. Ain't no swap meet. None of that for you. None of that for you.
I'm going to where the tourists go. I ain't going to none of that shit. Next up, man, Cash Gotti dropped the clip in here, man. Let's see what Cash Gotti got. That's our guy, day one. He been rocking with us for Riz Edge.
He got an OVO chain too, though.
You hating already.
I already know. I know he got an OVO chain.
What up, Spike? It's your boy Cash Gotti, big on Decker. This new Kendrick Lamar album, I think he could have kept it. Number one, he missed the mark. He let the whole summer go by without giving us this project, and I think it would have performed better with some nice weather.
Bingo.
Number two, going at Snoop and Wayne, I don't know how that's going to backfire later on down the line.
It's not.
If this is his victory lap saying a new king has arrived, he failed. And if I'm Drake, it's no pressure to top this.
None.
I think he got hype off of the success of Not Like Us and decided to give us a whole album full of that. But he got to understand that sound is very regional and is not his bag. If I had to give this album a grade, I would give it a C+. I don't know how his fans are going to rank this in his discography. It's definitely not Top and Damn or To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City. I think this is going to be his least rated album.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, it's a C+ for me. He had an open shot, and he missed.
Yeah. Hey, man.
He had an open shot and took his head off. That's what happened.
Now we finally got somebody level-headed. He didn't say it was an F. He said it was a C+. He said he missed him. First of all, this is his worst album. Am I lying?
No, it's not.
What?
No, it's not. Hey, this is a lot better. To me, personally, my least favorite Kendrick album is Damn.
Wow.
Damn and Section 80 for me are at the bottom two.
Section 80?
Yeah, those are bottom two for me. I would listen to this more so than I would listen to them. I can't listen to Damn at all.
Section 80 straight through. Like that's
Section
his most
80 is
underrated
good.
joint. It don't get talked
It's
about.
Good. It is really good, but it's just not like the Kendrick that. I guess maybe I got on him later.
That's
I know
fair.
I got on him later. And then he was already so far past that point when I listened to the Section 80. It was just like,
there's a gap between Section 80 and Guilt Kid, for sure.
Yeah, it's similar to Nas's and Illmatic for me.
I
get it. I understand it. I promise I do. And I get the what happened as far as the cultural relevance. It's just I heard it too late.
That's fair. This is his worst album though. Next up is Peekaboo featuring Ash Cheeks. I don't know how to say his name. How do you say his name? Oh shit.
It might be AZ Chike because I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it be ass chike. But that's what it looks like. AZCHIKE, ass chike. Oz chike? That's a
It's
wild
ass
name.
cheeks, bro.
I will say this, these niggas have the worst rap names I've ever seen in my life.
You gotta get creative nowadays, though, man. Everything took.
This is insane.
You either gotta go by your government or make up some shit like ass cheeks.
Jeez, this is crazy. The letters and shit. I had never felt so old in my life reading these features.
Yeah, this was another one of those West Coast sound.
Yeah, I ain't really like this.
Yeah, it was too. By the time this came on, I was overloaded with the West Coast shit. I was like, all right. But again, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Maybe this ain't for me, and which I that's fair, cause I can't get with it. But that's just taste though. It ain't really got nothing. I'm joking about the name. I don't even remember how he sounded on here, but it's not a knock on neither one of these people personally. This ain't my bag right here. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, this is a skip for me.
Let me tell you what is my bag.
Peekaboo.
The next song, Heart Part 6, is my bag. This, again, it's a cheat code sample, but I don't give a fuck. It's too fire. I let it slide because he didn't cheat with the verses. This gave me I Miss My Dog vibes.
Yeah, man.
Like this shit this is incredible. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. This that shit. What you think about this?
This way you roll that you need that video with the like Cole got the footage of the old shit.
Oh yeah.
You need a video with the old black hippies in the studio, niggas in there with
niggas ain't got no
big
bread.
jeans on, yeah. Niggas got the Popeyes on the table because nigga, that's what they ate, man. Come on, bro. This shit was fire. I Miss My Dogs was a really great comparison to it, but like just hearing this from a nigga and like being there throughout, like listening to Good Kid, Mad City, waiting on the Black Hippie Project if that's gonna happen. Now seeing him to where he is doing his own thing with PG Lang now, like this was everything you could have asked for. Like people wonder what he was gonna do with this Heart Part 6, and this was perfect, nigga.
Yeah. Even the sample, even with the sample with the heart,
the SWV
joint, all of that.
Oh my God, come on.
That was
like this was for us.
Yeah.
This was for niggas our age that been like, oh shit, nigga went on the SWV.
This was perfect. This shit was crazy. I immediately thought of I Miss My Dogs. Then there's an Eminem. This is random, but there's an Eminem song called Stepping Stone, where he talks about how he got successful when D12 and them couldn't, and why he kind of separated himself from them. It's man, like it's kind of in the same vibe in terms of like just reflecting, looking back at my crew, look at where I'm at versus where my crew is at. And like I kind of got a little bit of a survivor's remorse type vibe. Like it's a really dope song. It gave me shades of that too. But yeah, this right on my alley right here. Yeah, I can't. It's impossible to hate on this.
Nah, you can't. This shit was perfect, nigga.
Now, the title track GNX, I can hate on all day. This the worst song on here, and it's not even close. I can't do that. That beat is some slaw. Woo!
Yeah. And I don't like the flow. I don't like what he was doing with that.
Yeah,
that was two DMXs. Like I don't know what the fuck that was.
I don't know what that was. Like it especially coming off the Heart Part 6. Like this should have
been this shouldn't even been on here, to be honest with
you. Yeah, this one shouldn't have made the cut. Hitter, J3, Young Threat, and Peso.
That's the first person I've heard of, Hitter J3.
Oh, I ain't never heard of him.
Yeah, I heard him briefly. I'm not familiar with his music, but I have heard of him.
They didn't do nothing. He didn't do them niggas no favors putting them on here.
It might be some West Coast hood shit though.
I mean,
I could see it going up, like some West Coast like niggas in the trenches shit playing it at the function. I could see that.
Them the places I'm not visiting when I go.
No, I will never see this song at that place. Never. Like maybe a video. If a nigga make a video and got the footage, maybe, but nah, I'll never get to see this in action.
Oh, let's get this Rich clip out the way. We teased it earlier. Let's see what he think.
Spike Lou, AB, what's the word? It's Rich. Shout out to On Deck TV podcast. It's been about 72 hours since GNX dropped. It gets better with each listen. I've listened in the car. I've listened in the house.
Rich.
I've listened at the gym.
Rich.
It's got songs for everyone. Whether you want whacked out murals where Kendrick just talking that shit. If you want something a little more melodic like Dodger Blue. If you want something a little bit more introspective, such as Reincarnated or Gloria, it's got everything you need. Once again, it's only been 72 hours. Not trying to jump out the window and say it's the greatest thing ever. Things need time to actually get their true value, but I'm very impressed. The surprise drop was everything I needed. It hasn't been out of rotation. I'm still hearing new lyrics, still finding new gems. Sonically, it sounds amazing. Can't wait to hear what y'all got to say about it. Peace.
Shout out to Rich, man. If you missed
Shout out
last
Rich.
week's episode, he pulled up and Rockwood is heavy.
Yes, sir.
He clearly lost his hearing between then and now. And I hope he gets that taken care of. This album is it's 3 Impossible, bro. It's a bad Spades hand. 3
Impossible is disgusting.
3 Impossible. It's a mid
God,
Spades
you
hand, depending on what your
biased.
partner got.
You one of the most biased niggas that do this. That
Hey,
this
listen.
whole space.
I'm
You and
being
Ack. It's
so
Ack.
1,000.
It's Ack, then you. Like that's the ones who buy his rankings and niggas that will not say nothing
Ack
bad
said he
against
went 0
Drake.
for 12. That nigga's
See, that's crazy.
that's crazy.
That's insane. That's why it's Ack, then you. But you right there. You right there on this hill saying 3 for 12.
Last one, man. Glorious, the last track. Kind of sample, soulful type joint. What you think about that one?
Banging.
It was all right.
Banging. Way to close out the album. Get SZA in her bag. Cheat code, like you said, having SZA over that you can just call up and then she dropping this. Like, bang. Like, this was great. Again, I was thoroughly satisfied with it. I think he went 9 for 12,
Oh
I
my
would
God.
say. Yeah, he went 9 for 12. Because I'm fucking with a lot more than you. Hey Now is no for me. Peekaboo is no. And GNX is no.
Yeah.
Everything else I'm riding with.
Yeah, the Man at the Garden is mid. Let me be real.
Nah, that's not me at
That's-
all.
Listen, 3 Impossible, guys.
That's insane.
But
That's
again, I like the
insane.
moment. I love the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like
He
that's
brought that
this was
feeling
cool.
back. Everybody was talking about. I know you don't watch Joe Budden, but
Never
it was
heard of him.
really cool. It was really cool to see it drop, like them mid-recording and just their reactions to it. And you ain't even got to be a fan of that show, but just hip hop. Like my phone was on fire
Same.
Friday.
Yeah.
It was on fire. Niggas like sending a link, and it was funny when that snippet dropped, which isn't on here, which is banging too. The snippet.
That's
the
another
mid
reason
snippet.
people think it's another joint.
Yeah. It was funny when that dropped, and we was in the Dead End Sports chat, and Ken was like, man, nobody want to hear no snippets. We need a whole album, bro. Like, we done heard enough of the snippets, and then 10 minutes later, the album link was in there.
That's
So I
crazy.
just thought, like, all of that little shit was just so cool to see. It's been so long since we've gotten to experience. Well, we've seen it this year, of course, with the disses that Drake and rightfully so Kendrick, both of them did a good job in keeping that going and being entertaining. I think this kept that up too. Like, I don't know if an audio series podcast that you got to pay $10 for is going to drum up like what you need to drum up for the fall off. Like, it's just like, I feel like there's 2 niggas that could do shit like this now. And maybe one in a possible. Like, we just seen the one do it. Drake may possibly still be able to do this. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'd have to see it. I don't know.
Wow.
But the surprise drop out of nowhere and probably going to do over 500K in sales, just out of nowhere dropping, like that's a thing that, like, you can be like, I remember that, nigga. I seen it, nigga. I was there.
Yeah.
He ain't doing 500K?
I don't know. I think so. I know it's probably at least 350.
I think he doing 5 or 6. Because ain't nothing out right now.
5 or 6.
Yeah, that Mr. Morale did 6, I want to say, first week. I want to say it was
Ain't
at
no
600
fucking way,
something.
bro.
Mr.
gotta-
Morale,
We finna fact check that right now. Don't you worry about a thing.
I think Mrs. Morale did 6 first week, man.
Let me see. It did 295. Hey man, y'all gotta stop with the Kendrick. Take the Kendrick cape off for 5
It did
minutes.
295.
Yeah, it did
It may do
295.
6 total. That's what I must say.
Man, come on, man. Jesus.
So yeah, this would be about 3 to 4 then. I take that back. I was wrong. About at least 4.
We'll see. Now, you said ain't nothing else came out. If anybody is interested in other projects, because some more stuff came out, we can keep it West Coast with Ice Cube, Man Down. His first project in several years. Bodie James and Harry Fraud dropped their Brictionary. Definitely looking to check that out. Finesse 2 Times, Art of War. That's a good workout album. And J. Cole, aforementioned, he dropped the warm-up mixtape to coincide with part 2 of his podcast series. So, yeah, it's stuff out here.
Yeah, some stuff that came out. I threw some jabs at Cole, which everybody does now, because how could you not?
Yeah.
After the nigga bowed out of the battle. But this is another A+ rollout, man. This like going like what you said that podcast sounds like.
It's flames.
I believe you, because he's a good storyteller, and like
Yeah.
just that whole like I'm the everyday man. He still like gets in that bag. Dropping those and then going back to the beginning and putting these on DSP.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like that's next level shit. That's brilliant marketing
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
thinking. Because what do you want to do naturally after you hear these stories?
Yeah.
I want to go back and listen to the warm up, nigga, and then
Yeah.
you hear the stuff that he was tight. This is brilliant.
Yeah. Nah,
So
that's
I
a
give
win.
Jermaine Cole all the props he need on that, bro.
If you're a Cole fan, you eating good right
Jesus.
now. And especially if he caps it off with the project, like this is a nice rollout. I understand Kendrick is definitely taking some of the thunder without question. But again, if you're a Cole fan, you don't give a fuck.
Nah, yeah, that ain't good. You've bowed out of that. Like when he bowed out, you bowed out. Like you ain't Cole fans not even commenting on this shit no more. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
What happened between Jay-Z and J. Cole?
Nothing. Why you think it's something?
When the last time you heard him even speak on Hov or Hov speak on him? Like that was
think
his
he said
artist
something
at one
about-
point.
Niggas asked me why I ain't got Hov on the album. He said that not that long ago. I feel like
gotta
he
think
made a
something
comment.
up,
He made a
bro.
bar about that.
Something gotta be up. Cause like it don't like the trajectory of the relationship don't make sense. Like them niggas damn near act like they don't exist now.
But think about it. When Cole signed to Rock Nation, Jay wasn't all in the videos.
He wasn't
and
fucking with him like that either. Yeah,
It wasn't.
that's true,
He was way more hands off. We finally heard him on Blueprint 3, and he's on Jay. He on Cole's first album, but it ain't like Jay on every album. Like maybe like a Rick Ross would be. If you look at Wale and Meek Mill, Ross on all of them, damn near.
It just seemed like something funny about their relationship.
I don't know. I don't know. We are used to the CEOs being all in the videos and shit, but
Yeah, or at least like a song or something, you would think. That's
I
crazy.
don't know. But yeah, we had to do a special edition, man. We appreciate everybody asking us, like, yo, I gotta hop on and do something. You're right. We did.
Yeah.
And salute to
Facts.
everybody that was able to send in a clip. Let us know if y'all fuck with the clips and stuff, man. We may do this more often. Let us know if you ain't fucking with it. Let us know that. But we thought it added a nice little element to the show. Anything you want to put me on this week, though? Before we get out of here, anything you watching, reading, listening?
Holidays coming by, man. So if you want to go to the movies, I want to go see that Gladiator 2.
What you thought about that?
I'm gonna tell you what. I didn't do myself any favors because I had never seen Gladiator.
Me neither.
I watched it before I went.
Man.
Have you watched Gladiator?
Nah, I tried at the crib. I couldn't do it.
Really?
This is my
Nigga,
least favorite genre of film, bro.
Okay. See, I would have been like that before I started watching like Game of Thrones. So
Right.
like watching
I couldn't
Game of
get into
Thrones
that.
made this. Yeah, this it makes sense.
Yeah.
Watching Game of Thrones made this a lot more like digestible for me.
Yeah.
And that first one, nigga, that first one tells. First of all, it's the exact same fucking story. Spoiler alert.
That's what I heard.
It's the exact same fucking story, just done a lot worse with worse actors.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah, it was.
Denzel was funny though.
He was alright. I expected a little bit more. He was alright though.
He was funny. I thought he was funny. He kept me interested, and the fight
Really?
scenes kept me interested too. They were kind of dope though.
And fight scenes is insane. Fighting the animals and shit. That was crazy.
But I did see it. I also saw Wicked. Shout out to me
What'd you
being
think?
cultured, seeing musicals and shit.
What do you think about that Wicked?
It was too long. Movie
This
long.
shit 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah. And I felt it. And I don't know if because I had a long day, because I woke up dumb early that day, and I went to a night show, and I am way past my prime to be doing all that. So that's a piece of it. But it was cool though. I'm gonna check out part 2 when it come out next year. I'll say that. And I was kind of gassed because I thought it looked. Look, I'm not a musical person, bro. I've seen probably 2 musicals my whole fucking life. But I thought the origin of the Wicked Witch of the West, and they making her black, and I was like, oh, okay, this kind of actually looked kind of dope.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
Yeah, the idea was kind of fly, so I checked it out. I will say this, though, as I was watching it before we get out of here, all I could think about, and this will never happen, but in an alternate reality, if they made an adult version of this, and it was like rated R, and it was like The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, in that same universe, but like Carrie, Because they were making fun of her because she was green, and then, you know what I'm saying? So she had like she felt the way about everybody. She was never really accepted, blah, 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 blah. If they did like an adult rated R version of this shit, that shit would go so hard.
Without the musical.
Wait, now even you can take the musical shit out. Take the music, because just make it like just make it like a reimagining of the story and just make it adult, like rated R. That'll never happen. I get it. The IP worth too much to alienate all kids and shit. But it would be a cool ass story, or like if some college student, some college filmmaker was out there wanted to recreate some shit and kind of remix it, that should be hard. That's all I could think about when I was watching. This should be so much better if it was adult.
Yeah, that Wizard of Oz world is an interesting one, because it's a lot more stuff that they could do. They tried to, didn't they do like I won't say R, but at least PG-13. I think they did a version. It's like
shit, I ain't know that.
But it's like more Wizard of Oz type. I have to find out what that was.
I fuck with the Wizard of Oz though.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah, everybody
I used to watch it every year when it came on.
And the songs better in Wizard of Oz though. Like it's more memorable songs on there. This one like had one or two. I was expecting how much they was gassing it. I was thinking that everything was gonna be a smash on that motherfucker. It was like 2 songs. That's enough musical talk. But no, safe holidays, everybody, man. Enjoy the B-Day. You say you're not going nowhere, right? Where you going?
I'm going to Nashville. Yeah, I might go home Wednesday.
Okay.
So
yeah,
what day you
I'm
going?
in the road
Thursday?
my damn self, man. So if y'all anybody traveling, man, please be safe, eat good if you celebrate.
Enjoy your family. Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Until the next time, man. We out. We'll see y'all in December.